Today, we're going to take a journey down the rabbit hole and examine a character whose very existence is suffering. A man searching for identity, created simply to be the evil copy of another. A man who does not even possess his own name. It's literally just a shortened version for the Japanese word for bad, followed by the name of the man that he is a copy of. Who is this man, you ask? Well, no, you probably don't because you've already read the title, so you know who it's about. But I had the Pokemon background, so I wanted to be able to use it. So who's that character? It's Waluigi. Waluigi is a character that is known for his weird janky body, evil sneer, and tendency to scream every time something does not go his way. Basically, he's Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town with a mustache. In more recent years, however, Waluigi has had an unexpected rise in popularity due to memes, and has attracted an almost cult following. For most people, Waluigi is just a weird, one-dimensional side character who no one really wants anything to do with, which is honestly quite an accurate depiction of the man. Even yours truly went to a costume party once dressed as Mario characters, and a friend of mine chose to wear a goddamn monkey suit in sweltering summer heat, rather than just pick the more comfortable option of Waluigi. That is just how unlikable he is. The tortured existence of Waluigi began on the cusp of the new millennium, with the release of Mario Tennis in 2000. Originally, Mario Tennis did not have enough human characters, and the game's designers needed someone to match up with Wario. Given the fact that Wario was already introduced to the series as an evil counterpart to Mario, the decision was made to create an individual to be the counterpart of Luigi. Now, Luigi is of course his own character, but he himself was originally introduced to the series in 1983 as a color block version of Mario, simply to enable two-player game modes. Thus, when Waluigi was born, he was essentially a clone of a clone, brought into the world purely to serve as a corresponding partner of another clone. Waluigi's debut in Mario Tennis set the tone for every single one of his following appearances, as he was entirely absent from the core games. He was instead relegated to the cast of such memorable appearances as Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Baseball, Mario Dance Dance Revolution, Mario Basketball, Mario Olympics, Mario Winter Olympics, Mario Party, and Mario Kart. Essentially, he was used to fill in empty space within the non-story driven games. The game's creators have even included tongue-in-cheek references to this, with the description of the Waluigi outfit in Super Mario Odyssey reading, "This outfit makes you want to lurk in the shadows, waiting for a turn in the spotlight," as well as a cap with an upside down L on it. It's barely used. Despite his role as a seat filler, Waluigi is notably absent from arguably the best Nintendo game with a wide range of characters, Super Smash Bros. Sorry, I mean, he is in the game, he's just not actually available as a playable character, only as an assist trophy, where he takes out his frustration on enemies with a tennis racket. And yeah, maybe I'm reading way too much into this, but I believe Waluigi's weapon of choice being a tennis racket is an act of defiance by the man, as a statement that this tennis racket represents all that he's ever used for within the Mario games, and as a subversion that he will use this tennis racket to cause pain to those given the opportunities that he was denied. Imagine in Waluigi's eyes when he's finally brought out as an assist trophy. He looks around and he sees the cast of Mario characters that did make it into the game. Laying eyes upon these Mario side characters that no one even cares about would push the man to the brink. Becoming face to face with his partner Wario may be the thing that sends him over. In nearly every appearance of Waluigi's, bar one, he's been accompanied by Wario. However, the exact relationship between the two is noticeably unclear. Different sources list them as brothers or cousins, while others clarify that they are instead just friends, with their voice actor, Charles Martinet, claiming his belief that they're just two evil guys who found each other. Whatever their exact relationship, Wario could be considered to be Waluigi's only friend in the entire world. Another twisted replica who is capable of understanding the inner turmoil of being a copy of someone more popular. And yet, unlike Waluigi, Wario has established that he's more than a copy, he's his own man. Since his first appearance in 1992, Wario has subsequently appeared in a range of titles within the series. Unlike his brother, cousin, friend, potentially lover Waluigi, Wario was not content with being relegated to the sidelines and has been visible in many of the core games of the franchise. On top of this, he was able to launch his own WarioWare series with a whopping 8 editions, as well as having his very own platformer. As mentioned previously, Wario was formulated as the evil counterpart to Mario, but he's become so much more in the years since. He's become his own character. with his own quirks, games, friends, and enemies. He even has his own canon love interest Mona from the WarioWare series. The only love interests of Waluigi's I could find are in really disturbing fanfictions found in the deep dark edges of the web. As a short disclaimer, I went searching for these for research and I am mentally scarred by what I saw. Also, while I was just playing around on Google and looking up Waluigi for research purposes, I came across the weirdest thing. Apparently, the top asked question regarding Waluigi is Waluigi circumcised? My top question is, who the hell is searching for this information? Other than those authors of those fanfictions I mentioned previously. Now, the only answer I could find from this is from a satire news site called The Hard Times, so we may never actually know the real truth. In their article though, they stated that former Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima stated, also I should again state this is purely satire, Waluigi still has his foreskin. You won't ever see it, but it's there. We do not know why he remains uncircumcised, however. It might be a religious thing, it might not. I am genuinely confused as to why this even needed to be addressed. Maybe we'll explain it as Nintendo took pity on him and didn't take everything away from him. Anyway, this was a really weird diversion that left me feeling super uncomfortable while I was script writing it. So let's go back to where we were previously. Waluigi can see himself within Wario, and yet he can see everything that he's not as well. His only friend who can understand him also eclipses him in nearly every single way. As although Wario is similarly an amalgam of Mario, it is at least arguably his own name. He isn't Mario, and he most definitely isn't Waluigi. Another point of anguish for Waluigi is that while he considers Luigi to be his rival, it appears that this does not go both ways. King Boo has been portrayed as Luigi's main adversary, having been in direct opposition to him over 3 titles, and Luigi has displayed immense terror when dealing with him. In Luigi's interactions with Waluigi, the typically cowardly man in green either stands up to him or ignores him outright. Multiple in-game descriptions list Waluigi in different variations, such as a twig-thin man who sees himself as Luigi's rival. He considers himself Luigi's rival. This tall, thin, evil-looking man seems to be Wario's pal who thinks he is Luigi's rival. This would suggest the fact that Luigi doesn't even consider him to be an adversary at all. As sad as it is for his entire reason for being to be someone's nemesis, what is even more depressing is that he isn't even good at that. He's such a non-entity that the man who he's named after considers him beneath notice. He was literally created to be an evil double, and yet he still completely fails at that. To quote Charles Martinet again, self-pity is considered to be the cornerstone of Waluigi's character. He is snide, rude, and constantly feels that good things are happening to others, but never for him. Waluigi has been described as hating other characters such as Mario and Luigi, as they are more well-liked than he is. His goal therefore has been to defeat them, take their place, and become liked and respected himself. This goal gives us the most clear insight into the modus operandi for Waluigi. The constant cheating, plotting, and evil acts are an effort to give him something of his own. The only game he's been a main character in was just a Dance Dance Revolution game, and even within this, all he wanted was just to become the best dancer in the world, because deep into his core, he knows that he's nothing but a poor caricature, and if he were to succeed in one of his evil plans, he may actually be happy for the first time in his existence. He would finally have something that belongs to him, and him alone. He can only hope that Nintendo decides to put him out of his misery, and creates a game for him to star within. I myself would legitimately buy one if it were to come out, and the Google search engine trends show that people search for Waluigi basically the same amount as Wario. Until this happens though, Waluigi will be trapped in his spiral of failure and despair. A living paradox, an individual defined by the fact he's barely an individual at all.